What's up, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is an exciting one. At least for me it is. I'm excited about it. We're finally going to play with the One Size Wicked collection. This did launch like right at the end of March, just before the Sephora sale started, so I held off, I waited, picked it up during the spring savings event, and it's finally here. I'm ready to play with it. I've never seen Wicked before. I love musicals. Some of my favorite movies and soundtracks come from musicals, but I would have absolutely loved to have seen Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth belt out these songs on stage and perform it live, but Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande are just going to have to suffice. But let me give you a quick little rundown on this collection. I didn't pick up everything because I didn't feel like I needed a glitter setting spray. I hate glitter. Oh, I hate glitter so much. It doesn't go away. Once it's there, that's it. You're never going to get rid of it. So I had no interest in that, and I really didn't need another brush. As cute as that brush was, I kind of let that one go so I could slip something else into my budget. But this is the face palette. So this is what it looks like. I love the artwork on the front. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I do want to point out that the back of this palette says that this color palette was developed with Wicked's Broadway makeup artist to capture the duality and friendship of Elphaba and Glinda. I love that. That makes this even more special. But this is limited edition. It does retail for $49. It is currently available on the Sephora website and the One Size website. You do get 12 eyeshadows in here, 6 mattes and 6 shimmer shades, and then you get 2 beautiful blushes down here as well. There's no mirror in here, but I'm okay with that because we have this cute little artwork over here. So I love this. This packaging is nice and sturdy. It doesn't feel cheap. It feels really nice. And then I also picked up the One Size X Wicked Spotlight Highlighter. This is Defying Gravity. So again, we have this cute little packaging with Elphaba on the front, in front of the clock. Wow. In front of the clock, and when we open it up, this is what the highlighter looks like. I think it's absolutely beautiful. This does retail for $34 and is also currently available as well on both websites. It will be linked down below. And like I said, this collection did also include the Until Dawn setting spray with the glitter in it. That retails for, if I can find it, I don't know where that is. Okay, y'all, I'm back. I had to do a little searching because it wasn't on the Sephora website, but it looks like the Wicked Popular Glitter Setting Spray is actually sold out, which shocks me. That, I don't know, I guess there's more people out there that love glitter in their setting spray than I do. For me, it's a no-go, but it did retail for $32. It looks like they might bring it back because you can sign up on the One Size website to be notified when it comes back in stock. So I will link that down below through the One Size website. And then the One Size Wicked Off the Handle Complexion brush retails for $34. So everything except for the setting spray is still available in stock. So if you're interested, you can definitely pick these products up. I will link both websites. That way you can kind of see which has a better deal. Sometimes you can still get some money off through actual retailer websites. But we're going to create 2 looks with this palette, see what the formula is like, see how the eyeshadows perform, are the blushes pigmented and beautiful, see what the highlighter looks like on, and just play around, see what kind of looks we can get. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom y'all in just a little bit, get my hair out of my face, prime my eyes, and we're going to jump into this collection. All right, y'all, we're zoomed in. My eyes are primed. I did go in with my MAC paint pot in the shade Painterly. This will be linked down below in the description box, as well as everything else that I have on my face and all the other products that we use to create this look. So if you're curious about anything, always check there. I always put what I'm wearing and the products that we use down in every single description box of every single video that I do. But let's go ahead and jump into this because I'm excited. I really love this. I think it's such a cute color story, and I think it's very creative and inventive. And you know what I saw? I saw that Ariana Grande has kind of sneaked that she is doing a one size collab with her brand REM Beauty. So that'll be a fun one whenever that comes out, probably later this year, closer to when the movie comes out. It comes out at Christmas, but that would be a fun one to kind of compare the collections and see how they differ, see how they're the same, see what kind of, you know, differences they come up with, being somebody who's inspired by the movie and somebody who's inspired by the Broadway show. But let's jump into this. So I want to start with this side over here. We're going to create a look with the Elphaba side, and then we're going to create a look with the Glinda side. So we're going to start over here. I'm going to go ahead and start with the Elphaba blush down here, and we're going to do it on this side of my face. So I'm just going to grab a blush brush, if I can find a clean one. I don't think I have a clean one, y'all. We're just going to go in with this. We're going to go in with this one from Rephr. This is not technically what I would use for a blush brush, but this is a Rephr 105. So I'm just going to go in and pick up this, oh my goodness, okay. Pick up this shade Elphaba and put this on my cheek. That is pigmented. We have pigmentation. I have never tried any of the one size blushes, the, what is it, the 3D cheek clappers. So I've heard those are super, super pigmented. So I'm assuming that this is going to kind of be the same. And that is definitely pigmented, but that is gorgeous. I love that color. This is a Me blush. I love that. It went on so easily, so seamlessly. Yeah, I don't feel like it's over pigmented either, but I did go in with a very light hand and tap off in anticipation that it was going to be extremely pigmented, but I think that shade is beautiful. Okay, let's hop into this palette. So what do we want to do? I think I'm going to go ahead and start with this shade up here. It's called Wicked. And I'm going to go ahead and fluff that into my crease. So I'm going to go in with a blinged brush. These are so hard to read. An E23. I'm going to pick that up very lightly and pop this into my crease. I have never tried any of the one size eyeshadows. I know that he did a collab with like Disney's Fantasia that I heard really good things about, which was kind of why I was prompted to pick this one up, because I did hear such good things about that one. But then he also had an eyeshadow palette as well, and that thing was on sale for the longest time. And I heard some people say it had a beautiful formula. I had heard others say that it wasn't the best, but we're gonna try this out and see. So far, I'm getting pigmentation. It's buildable. Let me grab a mirror so I can see closer. Okay. I wouldn't say this is like the easiest formula to work with, but it's not patching, it's not grabbing, it just takes a little finessing, that's for sure. Okay, we have that Wicked shade down. It looks good. Like I said, it took a little bit of finessing to blend it out. It wasn't hard. I've worked with ones that are much harder, but it's also not one that just goes on and easily, flawlessly blends out on its own. But it didn't patch, I didn't get any fallout, it didn't grab, so that makes me very happy. But let's go ahead and pop into this darker green shade down here called Wizard and I want to deepen up my outer corner with that. So I'm going to go ahead and grab, let's grab this one right here. This is another bling brush. This is an E42 brush. So I'm going to go in to Wizard and I and deepen up this outer corner. I'm going to see if I can use all of these shades for these two looks. Okay, that's a pretty green. This is going on a little bit easier than that first one did. Let's carry on. So I'm going to take this color and I'm just going to kind of fluff it around the edges of everything else that I have on. I don't usually use a shade like that for anything else but that, but you could definitely use this as like a softening transition shade before you go in with the greens, but I'm just going to do it that way. So I'm just going to take that first brush that I used for the shade Wicked. I'm just going to clean it off over here, and I'm just going to pick up the shade. It's called Eyes Meet, And I'm just gonna kind of fluff this very lightly right along the edge. Okay, that definitely softened up that green a little bit, so it does do a little something something. It's very close to my skin tone, but let's go ahead and move on to the lower lash line. So I think for the lower lash line, we're gonna go in with this deep, like, black looking shimmer. I haven't swatched this yet, so you know, sometimes they look a little bit different when you swatch them and put them on the eye versus what they look like in the pan. But I'm gonna go in with that shade Flying Free, and I'm going to pick up a Sigma E54 brush, and I'm just going to pack this along my lower lash line. I'm not gonna swipe it, I'm just gonna pack it. I'm probably gonna get some fallout from this because it is a shimmer shade, but I'm just going in super lightly. That's very pigmented. All right, looking good. I'm liking the way that this is turning out. It's turning out very dark and smoky. I didn't get any fallout with that shimmer shade, which kind of surprises me because I didn't put like a primer or a glitter glue under there, but I did go in very carefully and press. But let's go ahead and do our lid. Let's play with these last two shimmers on the Elphaba side. So I want to start with this shade right here, which is called Nessa Rose, and I want to pop that all over my lid. And then for my inner corner, we're going to play with this last shade up here, which is called Emerald City. So I'm going to go ahead and pop on my NYX glitter primer that I use with every single shimmer shade. If you've been here, if you've watched my videos, you already know I absolutely love this. I think it's the best one out there, not just for the price, but just in general. It works so well on my ridiculously oily lids, and it holds up. It gives the shimmers an extra pop, and I just love it. It's a fantastic product. Okay, I'm gonna pick up this shade Nessa Rose with my finger. That is such a gorgeous emerald green. I kind of feel like this should have been named Emerald City, but like I said, I've never seen Wicked, so I'm not the expert. Oh, wow. That is a gorgeous shade. I'm gonna leave that about halfway so I can do Emerald City on the rest and we can see it a little bit, but that's gorgeous. Ugh, I love that so much. Okay, I'm gonna pick up Emerald City. These are soft. These are soft, they're smooth, they're silky. They're not like a putty type formula, but they're also not like a chunky glitter either. They're just a really pretty reflective metallic shade. So we're gonna pop this right here. Ooh, I like that. I'm gonna kind of blend those two shades right here so we don't have a weird harsh line. And then I think we're gonna use the highlighter for the inner corner over here because I think it's gonna go really pretty. Okay, I like that. I like the way that this is looking. Let's go ahead and pop some of this highlighter right here into the inner corner and put some of it on the cheek as well because I have not done that. So I'm going to pick up my Singe Beauty F07 brush and I'm just gonna go in here. Okay, a lot comes off, be aware. That's really pretty. Okay, it's not super blinding, but it's not glittery, it's not chunky. It just has this really pretty glow to it. For my inner corner, I do not want that brush. That brush is not going to work. This is my sign to clean my brushes. So for my inner corner, I'm going to go in with my Morphe M213 brush, and I'm just going to pick up some of this highlighter, spray it with my MAC Fix Plus, and we're going to pop this into the inner corner. All right. Ooh, yeah. I love it. Looks absolutely beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up this look and I will come back and show you what this eye looks like completed and we'll jump into the second look. Okay, so this is the first look completed. I really like the way that this turned out. I think it's beautiful. I'm liking the quality in this palette so far, just based off of the one size or the one side that I have used. But let me tell you what I went ahead and finished off this look with. So I did go ahead and line my lid with my Half Magic Magic Flick liquid eyeliner, and then I threw on the Queen Musia 2053 mascara as well. And for my waterline, I went in with one of the ColourPop multi-chrome liners. This one is Wild Idea, and I think this came out really beautiful. I think they went really well. I also threw on a lip as well, and for this I went ahead and lined with my ColourPop lip liner. I think this is the shade Pinky Promise or Pinky Swear or Pink something, I can't remember. But then I threw on one of the Give Dewy Plump Collagen Lip Gels. This is new. I did pick this up in the Sephora Spring Savings event. I have the shade Bouquet, and I like the way that this looks. I am getting a little bit of like the stringy thing. Like, can you see over here? So I don't know about that. It does feel a little thick when it goes on, but it doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel sticky. Yeah, and it's not doing that anymore once I did that. So I will definitely have to keep testing this out. I don't feel a plumping effect either. So I don't know if it's one of those kind of like the Huda Gloss and the Lawless Forget the Fillers, where it's just supposed to sink in and make your lips look fuller, versus like the Charlotte Tilbury and the Gucci that actually has like a plumping effect to it. But y'all, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Yeah, I don't like that. Okay. I don't know about this. I'll keep testing it, but so far, first impression, not liking it. But let's go ahead and jump into the second look, because we have a whole other half of this palette to use. So let's play with the Glinda side. She's pretty. I like this. I'm excited. Blue and brown is one of my favorite combinations together. But I'm going to go ahead and start with this shade right here. This is another one of those transition shades, but it has a little bit more of a pink to it. This one is called Tender Heart. So for this, I'm going to go in with a blinged brush, E21, wrong side. And I'm going to pop into here. I forgot to do blush first, so we'll do it afterwards. That one's got a little bit of kick up going on. But I'm going to fluff this in to my crease, bringing it up pretty high. You can see a little bit of that pigment too. It's not quite as close to my skin tone as that other shade was. Okay, so that's what that first shade is looking like. Again, very close to my skin tone. You can definitely see a little something something. You can see like a tone change, but not the most exciting shade in the world. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pop into this like ice blue shade up here. This one is called Glinda, not Glinda, Glinda, and we're gonna pop this into my outer corner. So I'm gonna go in with a Game Beauty, I should have this memorized at this point, an EO1. I will probably never memorize that, and I'm gonna put this into my outer corner. I think this side of the palette would probably pop really well with a white eyeshadow base, but I'm definitely getting some pigmentation, some payoff. This side is definitely more of the lighter side of the palette, and this blue isn't quite as pigmented as I expected it to be either. I mean, it's going on and it's blending and it's building up a little bit, but it's just not quite as pigmented. Alright, so this is what the shade's looking like. It's very soft, it's pretty, but I wanted a little bit more depth out of it, but it performed really nicely. So if you're looking for just a little bit of some soft pop of blue, this is a really nice formula. It is a really pretty color, but just for me personally, I would have wanted a little something more pigmented. But let's go ahead and do the lower lash line. So for the lower lash line, I'm going to go in with this shade down here. This one is called Proper Poise. So we're going to go in with a Game Beauty EO2 brush. I'm going to pick this up and fluff this along the lower lash line. I'm not gonna take it super precise. I'm gonna kind of blow it out a little bit just to give a little bit of depth and color down there. All right, so far so good. I think I want to build up the outer corner with this brown shade. I didn't think that I would be able to. I thought that they were going to be closer in like depth to each other, but I think I could actually build this up without them mudding together. Ugh, my lips are driving me nuts. I'm gonna have to take this off. Let's see, can I do this? It's building up a little bit. We're getting a little bit of depth over here. Obviously, if you really wanted to, you could reach into another palette and pull out a deeper brown, but I am getting some depth in the outer corner. I love brown and blue together. I think it's a really pretty combination. Okay, yeah, we're building up. This looks good. Okay, I like that. I like the way that that looks. Let's do some shimmer. So we've got some options for shimmer in here. Oh, what do we want to do? How can I incorporate these last three shimmers into this look? So I definitely want to put this one on the lid. That one is called Ball Gown. So I think I'm going to do very similar to what I did over here. I'm going to do Ball Gown on about half of my lid, and then we're going to go in with this shade right here, which is called Flirt and Flounce, and bring that the rest of the way in. And then for the inner corner, we're going to go in with this last one down here called Bubble, and I might even pop that onto my brow bone to give me a little extra something something. So let me go ahead and pop on my NYX glitter primer real quick, and we will throw some shimmer on this lid. All right, I'm gonna pick up that first blue shimmer shade called Ball Gown. That is really, really pretty. I'm gonna pop this on the lid, bringing it over to about right there. That is a really pretty blue. I'm just gonna kind of lightly disperse it this way. Yeah, okay. All right, I like that. Again, the shimmer feels like the other ones did from the other side, but now we're gonna go into Flirt and Flounce. And I'm gonna pop this over here. Oh, that's a really pretty pink shimmer. That goes really cool together. I like that gradient. I never probably would have done this on my own. I never would have mixed these two shimmer shades, but that's kind of one thing that I like about things like this, where it's a more curated color story. It kind of helps you to step out of your comfort zone just a little bit, whereas some of the bigger palettes, I tend to go a little bit more monochromatic. That's just kind of my style. Something I'm trying to kind of, again, step out of the comfort zone with, but that looks really pretty. Those did go on really nicely. I feel like that pink shade kind of chunked up a little bit on my lid. Just a little bit. It didn't go on quite as smooth as the green shadows on the other side did, but let's go ahead and do Bubble on the inner corner. So I'm going to go back in with my Morphe, what is it, the M213 brush that I used on the other side, and I'm going to pick up the shade Bubble, spray it with my MAC Fix Plus, and we're going to pop this into the inner corner. All right, don't fail me. That's pretty. Subtle, but pretty. It doesn't quite have the same pop as the highlighter did on my inner corner, but it is very pretty. I'm going to do a little bit of this right here under my brow bone. I have not done a brow bone highlight in years. There was a point where every look had a brow bone highlight, and I just kind of got out of it. But I'm going to go ahead and finish up this look, and then we will come back, show you the completed eye look, and we'll throw on the other blush and finish this up. All right, y'all, so this is going to complete the second look, the one that we made with the Glinda side of the palette, and this is very pretty. It really came together nicely. I was kind of a little bit worried about the pigmentation of it, but I do like the way that it turned out. So to finish off this look, I did go in with my same liquid liner and mascara, and then for my lower waterline, I went in with one of the ColourPop liners in the shade Prance. I did just pick this up recently from the ColourPop website. I placed a small order to pick up a couple of things, and I went ahead and snagged this as well because Angelica Nyqvist rants and raves about this shade in particular, and I like it. I think it's beautiful. I also changed out my lip because that gloss was driving me insane, so I just threw on my Charlotte Tilbury Big Lip Plumpgasm in the shade Pillow Talk Fair Medium. I've really been enjoying this. I like this. It's not overly stingy. It's comfortable on the lips. You can feel a little something, but it's not painful, and I really enjoy it. And it doesn't do the stringy thing, so we're happy. But let's go ahead and throw on this last blush, and then we can do some highlighter and talk about this collection. So I am gonna pick up the same brush that I used. I'm just gonna flip it to the clean side. So we're gonna go in with Glinda. These shades are very similar. He probably could have done maybe a lighter pink for Glinda, but you know, what do I know? I just play with makeup. That is very pretty. It's definitely lighter. I think I like Elphaba better, but it's a pretty shade. It's not nearly as pigmented, it doesn't seem. Yeah, but it is building up. So it's definitely got more of a baby pink tone to it. All right, so that is what the Glinda blush looks like. I said Glinda blush looks like. It is very pretty. It's not nearly as pigmented as the Elphaba one, but I do like it. Let's throw on some highlighter on this side, and then we'll go ahead and zoom out a little bit and talk about this collection. All right, y'all, let's chat about this collection. I have some thoughts. So let's go ahead and start with the face palette. First of all, I love the packaging. I've already said that I did. I think this is very well made. I like how sturdy it is. I like the attention to detail that comes with this. We've got the green and the pink along the edge. And then when we open her up, we have this really unique color story in here. I personally like the Elphaba side more. I felt like it was more pigmented. I felt like I got a little bit more pigmentation out of these shades for sure. The shimmer shades I feel like went on just a tiny bit smoother than the ones over here did. The only thing I could have done without was this shade right here. Like, maybe we could have done like a lighter green or something, but I don't know. I'm not the mastermind behind this, but that's just my opinion. This blush shade I do really like. I think it's beautiful. It's not overly pigmented. I like the way that it went on. Same for this one over here. It went on really, really well. There is definitely a shade difference. This one is much lighter in pigmentation, but it is really pretty. It's just a nice like flush of color to the skin. So the blushes in here are beautiful. This shade, or this side over here, I do like the way that my eye look turned out, but this isn't something that I would normally gravitate towards in my life. If he had done like two different palettes and he had done like this is one palette and this is one palette, I probably would have skipped it. If I wasn't picking this up to review it and test it out for you guys, for me personally, I probably would have just picked up this one side and carried on. But I do like this palette. I think it's cute. For me, this is probably going to be more of like a collector's item type thing, just because it is limited edition, it is wicked, it's really cute. I like the packaging. I love stuff like this. I think it's fun to look back later and be like, oh my gosh, remember when so-and-so did that? But this is a really pretty palette. If you're looking to add a little bit of color into your everyday life and have some blues without being overly pigmented, this is a really nice formula. It's smooth, it's buildable. It's not user friendly, but it's also not the easiest to work with. Like I said, you can definitely get a little bit of work, just a little bit of finessing, and they do come out really pretty. But I do like it. I think it's pretty. If you picked it up, I don't think you'll be disappointed. I am excited to kind of create a look using both sides and see what I can come up with. But this is beautiful. The shimmers in here give a punch. The ones over here, like I was saying, they're not quite as smooth as the ones over here, especially this pink. I noticed it just emphasized a little bit of texture on my lid, but you know, it is what it is. I'm okay with that. So the palette I like. I think it's cute. If you're not, you know, into the color story, into the theming, then you can probably skip out on it, but I do really enjoy it. I think it's cute. And let's move on to the highlighter. I like the highlighter. I think it's beautiful. I think it's just a really pretty lit from within. It's not blinding, it's not over the top, it's not chunky, it's not glittery, it's just smooth. I like the color. I think it goes really good with both of them. The packaging is really cute. The embossing in the pan is pretty, and I think it's the kind of embossing that might hang around for a little bit. But yeah, I'm excited. I love the packaging. Look at her on the inside. So cool. So awesome. I love it. The pieces that I picked up, I think he nailed this collection. I think he really embodied the movie. Like I said, the color story is not for everybody. The pigmentation on this side wasn't what I would want personally, but I think that's the whole point, because just from what I know from like The Wizard of Oz and the movie Oz the Great and Powerful and all of that, Glinda didn't have like over the top dramatic makeup like Elphaba did. So that's that. But that's going to complete this video. Let me know what y'all think. Did you pick up this collection? Did this give you a little inspiration? If you did you pass on it? Have you seen Wicked on Broadway? And are you excited for the movie that is coming out this Christmas? I know I am. I can't wait to see it. I love Ariana Grande's voice, and I think the two ladies are going to do a beautiful job. But let me know all of your thoughts down below in the comment section. Let's light it up, have that conversation. And as usual, I want to thank you all so much for spending your time with me and watching my video. It truly does mean so much. And if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up before you leave. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click on that notification bell so that you can be notified of all my future posts here on my channel. I do post quite a few videos every single week, most days if not every day, and I wouldn't want you to miss one. But until my next video, have a good one. Bye.